Hi, you guys. Today's reading is focused mainly on the good things that are headed your way for the next 7 days of when you're watching this video. But I'm also going to throw in a couple of other things. In addition to looking at the good things that are headed your way, we are also going to grab some affirmations for you for the week. We're going to look at a potential blind spot that you just need to be aware of so that you can be in charge of your own path. And I was guided to use the pendulum at the end to answer a yes or no question. So for those of you that are into that and you have like a yes or no question, save that for the end. I'm going to take out the pendulum and we're going to get your answer at the end of the reading. Okay, so here are the piles that we have for today. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So go ahead and make your selections now. Okay, so we're starting off with pile 1, and we're actually going to go ahead and start with your affirmations. Then we're going to sandwich in your potential blind spot, and then we'll end with the good things. Okay, and of course stick around for the yes or no question if you have that at the end. Okay, so pile 1, we're going to look at 3 affirmations for the week for pile 1. It says, I am lovable, I am confident, and I am connected. So these are your 3 affirmations that you may want to recite throughout the week. There might be one that you're drawn to more than the others, but from what I'm getting from this, there could be something that happens this week. I don't know if it's going to have you questioning yourself, like your intuition, having you doubt yourself for some reason. Know that, you may have to cling on to your level of confidence. Like, have you ever truly steered yourself wrong? For some of you guys, you need to think about that. I feel like, you may have gone against your intuition and got what you got, but I feel like your higher self, your intuition has always steered you in the correct direction, whether you found it out right away or later on. So you need to cling to that. Know that, yes, you are exactly who you think you are and who you say you are. And it could have something to do with like a relationship. So I'm not sure. For some of you guys, this may have something to do with like a career path or something, but there could be like questions of like someone, making you doubt like your worthiness, or you're just doubting yourself potentially, based off of like some past childhood trauma that you still need to kind of clear out. Whatever it is, like, again, I feel like you might be doubting yourself. Oh, sorry, for some reason. I don't know why I'm talking to the camera because I bumped it. But just know that whatever this is, you are definitely ready for this. And, I don't know. Again, like I said, there could be some questions of like you doubt your worthiness, but you deserve it because you are blessed and you just deserve it. Like, you don't need any other reasons or rationale. And that could be surrounding something that, that you're going to have to clear out. So remember, I am lovable. I am confident. I am connected. You are that girl. You are that guy. You are who you say you are. Okay. So next we are going to look at a potential blind spot for the week that you just might need to be aware of. Okay, so blind spot for pile 1. What does pile 1 need to know? All right, so here we have number 62. And I'm going to use the little book that comes along with this for number 62. 62 is denying death. So it could be that you're denying that some phase, some relationship, some situation has ended, and you could be clinging to it. That's what I'm getting initially, but let me go ahead and read what it says here. Okay, so in this situation, the death of something is actually needed in order to get where you want to go. There is something you need to let go of. Something needs to end. You are currently unable or refusing to see the value of this ending and the need for it. Let's skip through and go kind of towards the end. Okay, it says it is profoundly difficult to let go of something, to close one door so that another might open. But if you've drawn this card, this sigil, this is what you're being called to do. Something that no longer serves your expansion path is coming to an end, and you need to let it come to an end. You may only see the importance and value of this ending after it happens. But this sigil only appears in situations where the letting go of something and the ending of something is what holds the promise of renewal, transformation, alignment with one's true desires, path of purpose, relief, and value. If you resist these necessary endings, you will experience pain. Okay, the sigil is telling you that you need to move forward. You need to let go of what prevents you and potentially others from moving forward into an improved state of being. What are you resisting the death of? An idea, a belief, a behavior, an addiction, a phase of life, your attachment to something, a relationship, a job, a house, a person, a part of your identity, yourself, a pattern or habit, a pet, a thing. Whatever it is, ask yourself what you need in order to allow that ending. So pile one, there is something that you definitely need to let go of. It has, I'm hearing something about max capacity, like it has served its purpose and it's time to let it go. So only you are going to kind of know what that is. For some of you guys, I'm being guided to, like, you may want to journal about what this is. I feel like you might actually already know. I don't know if you're going to want to verify that with a yes, no, or something like that at the end, or you could have a completely different question, but there's something that you need to let go of. And it's very important that you let it go, because at the end of the day, it's going to allow something new, something very transformative. I want to say something juicy to come in for you. Okay. I feel like something is going to replace whatever this is that you may feel like you're losing. Something, I don't want to say better, but something more aligned is coming in for you or to you. And the reason I don't want to say better is because I don't want to be disrespectful to whatever this is that you're struggling with letting go. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into some good things that you have to look forward to for the next 7 days. So pile one, what are some good things coming in for pile one? Okay, a breakthrough. Someone is about to have a breakthrough. There's something important about you sharing this with someone. It's kind of like you're going through your everyday life. Maybe it doesn't seem like it's that life changing to you what you share with this breakthrough that you have, but I feel like it's going to lead to something bigger. Okay, this could lead to something big for you. This is something that, like, you're going to see something different, or this could be like it's going to completely change, like, the path that you thought that you wanted to walk, that you wanted to be on. It might actually get you to reroute yourself. For some of you guys, you're going to see, like, you're going to let go of a burden. Okay, so that could be related to, your blind spot, but there could be something that is like burdening you. And of course, you're going to finally let this go. You're going to release it. For some of you guys, it's just that you feel like some sense of loyalty to it, or like, it's served you in the past. Remember, I said I didn't want to be disrespectful about what it is that you're letting go of, you know, by saying that, you know, what's new is coming in better. It could be that you feel like, you know, you just don't want to disrespect, you know, your past because you respect it, or you have gratitude or appreciation for what it did for you. But at the top of the deck, we have control, we have healing, and we have silence. So there's something to do with like letting whatever this is go. It could lead to some type of healing, or whatever this breakthrough is. It is going to help you heal something. This is something mental, and you know, there's something to do with like your this is like this has something to do with your confidence level. I'm looking at the yellow here, the solar plexus type energy. So it's going to, like, you're going to become more, definitely like more sure about something, maybe that you've been working on or you've been thinking about doing or pursuing, and you're going to, you're definitely going to regain your confidence. This could be about like you healing something and taking control of your life. And there could be a level of like you moving in silence or working in silence to accomplish this goal, or, you know, something, you know, that has to do with this breakthrough. Okay. Anything else for pile one? That might be, that's too much. Intensive, beyond illusion, and success. I just want to show this, like, I don't know. I feel like you're going to let go some type of illusion of, you know, like something that you're wanting to do or pursue. Like maybe you are holding on or clinging to some type of outdated value about, you know, something being good or bad or wrong or right. And it's something that was like programmed into you. And once you like let this go, things are going to speed up for you. And like where you may have been struggling to accomplish some goal that you've had, like things are going to speed up, and you are going to have, like, you're going to experience some type of success in it. But, you know, something has been kind of burdening you and stressing you out with, you know, whatever this is that you have been trying to hold on to. Yeah, look at that. We have abundance. So I don't know if it's going to be that like in the next 7 days, you're going to receive like some type of something that you consider abundant, right? Like an abundance of, I don't know, it could be like positive attention or recognition for something. For others of you, this has something to do, and look like he's sitting on a book or something. Like, I don't know, there's something to do with like your knowledge, with some type of information that you've gathered that has something to do with this breakthrough that is going to essentially lead to some type of wealth and abundance for you. For some of you guys, this has something to do with, like, you know, how they talk about your health is your wealth. I don't know if there's like, you know, maybe that's a goal that you've been struggling with or you've been working on. You're going to have some type of like maybe you feel like you've plateaued and you're about to break through that plateau. Let's see if we can get one more. Yeah, we have exhaustion. And so for this one, we have sorrow. Let me see. Adventure and ripeness. I feel like, because this is about the good things, but I feel like, you know, you might end up a little bit exhausted because I feel like you're going to be like really busy, right? Like you're going to be busy doing things that you enjoy, right? Like, or once you have this breakthrough, like you're going to be in go mode. You're just going to go. Remember, things are going to be intense. You are going to, for some of you guys, get the bag. You're going to get some type of success. But, you know, just kind of be mindful that, you know, you take some time to rest or you don't overdo it. But I feel like there will be a level of exhaustion only because like you are just in go mode. Like that's what I'm getting from that. Yeah, like with this adventure. And there might be a level of like something feeling like bittersweet or, you know, something like that. So that's just, you know, for you to just be on the lookout for. Okay, so that's what I have for you with your what's good pile one. Let's go ahead and grab the pendulum, and we're gonna see for those of you that if you have like a yes or no question, go ahead and think about your question now. And I'm gonna use the little, let's see if we can get that. We don't know what direction it's gonna go, so okay. So hopefully you can see that, but go ahead and think of your question now. You can ask it out loud, you know, if no one's around you, but let's go ahead and let's get started. The answer to pile one's question, I'm being guided here, but that doesn't, where are we headed? I'm being brought right back over here. Okay, what is the answer? The suspense is just like ridiculous. Okay, finally we get the answer. You guys, I don't know if you guys can actually see that, but it took all of that to finally, maybe I'm just like moving too much, but it feels like it took a really long time to, I don't know if you can see the circles, but it took a while for that. So at the end of the day, the answer, whatever your question was, the answer is yes. Okay. All right. So I hope you see that. And I hope that that was helpful. Okay, so we are moving on to pile two. Welcome, pile two. Remember, we are going to start off with your affirmations for the week. Then we're going to look at your potential blind spot and the good things that are headed your way. Okay. Oh, wow. We already have I am beautiful. So that's the first thing. Affirmations for pile two. What are the affirmations for pile two? Okay, we have I am good enough. And we have I surrender. So remember, these are your affirmations. It says, I am beautiful, I am good enough, and I surrender. And I feel like, okay, so for some of you guys, I don't know if you experienced like some type of body shaming, that may not be all of you, or it could just be that you have been really focused on some type of goal that has to do with your body. And I feel like I'm hearing you're actually, I don't know if I should say that because I don't want you to get back into this like riding around and I'm getting it, like this hustle mode to obtain this goal, because this is how it works out for you. You are going to finally surrender some type of view or thought that you have about yourself, maybe about your body or about something that you're working on or something that you're doing. You're just going to give up, because I feel like at this point you may not see like the progress that you're making. It feels like you're stagnant. It feels like you're stuck. And I feel like you are making progress, just not at the accelerated rate or speed that you had hoped. Remember, we are kind of in that microwave lifestyle where we think everything should be hot and ready, like within seconds. And maybe you're trying to get hot and ready for something, but you're going to let something go, and you're going to realize that whatever this is, whether this is about your body, your brain, your whatever, but you are already hot. Okay. And I feel like there is a level of acceptance where you're going to accept everything about yourself. You're going to learn how to love every part of yourself, because I feel like there is a sense of like some of you guys may not see yourselves the way that other people see you. Like all of these things that you may be thinking of as like your flaws, other people don't see them. I feel like this is completely, something for you. And of course, if you want to change something about you, then obviously you have the right, and you know what is in your best interest or what's going to make you feel the best about yourself. I keep hearing something about mirror work. So some of you guys, if this does have something to do with like your body, reprogramming like this, level of acceptance with your body. There's something to do with like some of you guys doing some type of mirror work, looking at yourself in the mirror, learning to love and appreciate every inch of you. So there's something to do with that. But I feel like you're going to give something up and say, you know what? I hope to see this progress. I hope to see these results. I hope to see these gains or, losses or whatever. But at the end of the day, I know that I am good enough. I'm hearing just the way you are. So you're going to learn to love yourself just the way that you are. You're going to see the beauty in you or within you just the way that you are. So at the bottom it says, I am perceptive. Like I feel like you're going to change your perception of what it really means to be beautiful. And this is kind of reminding me of, there are some people that like they're on Instagram, they're all over, all the different platforms. And like they have these really voluptuous bodies and really flat tummies. And so even when I was like a size 0, I still didn't have like a flat stomach. And so that's something that it's like, how in the world are these people doing this? Like, I would think like, okay, well, I'm just being lazy or, something's wrong with me. And come to find out, not everyone, obviously, but some of these people, and I'm not promoting this is just me telling a story, but these people are out having freaking surgeries and pretending like their tummies have always been flat or something like that. You know what I mean? So like, you don't really know what other people are doing to accomplish certain goals. And if you have been working hard and you feel like you're not seeing results, at least not as quickly as what other people try to claim that they have, sometimes what you need to know is people are liars. Some people lie, okay? They didn't get cinched just from their waist trainer. They started wearing the waist trainer because they had some type of surgery, okay? Not everyone. I'm not saying that this is everyone, but just kind of be mindful of like, some people do go out and have surgeries. And you know what? If you got the money, like I'm all for it. So there's nothing wrong with that. But they do sometimes perpetuate these views of, like weight loss and things like that are not necessarily realistic. And people don't know that they've had surgeries because they pretend like they didn't, or they just omit that information. So just kind of be mindful of that. But so you have your affirmations. I am beautiful. I am good enough. And I surrender. So those are some things that you may want to say to yourself throughout the week. You may want to pick one or all of them. It's up to you. All right, so we are going to go ahead and jump into your potential blind spot for the week, just for you to be aware of, so that you can be completely in charge of like your life, your path. But we have card number 44 that came out, if you can see that. And 44 says expectations, okay? So if I'm going to just read from the book that comes with this, but it says if you've drawn this sigil, expectations are creating intense resistance in the situation you are in. You are most likely not being honest about your actual expectations. As a result, you tend to be disappointed and you are apt to be on a totally different page than other people. We all have expectations. These expectations may be conscious or they may be subconscious. Most expectations are subconscious. This means you may know what some of your expectations are, and you may not know that you have certain expectations even though you do. To expect something is to believe with confidence that it will happen. Expectation often implies the attitude that something should happen or should be a certain way. To assume is to take something for granted or to suppose it is true, even without having any proof. Looking at that definition, can you see how often we do this? Our expectations are set up by previous experiences, such as things with our culture and society, by watching the relationships around us, when we are little and by our previous interactions with people. We have a way of assuming that everyone else's sense of reality is, what did we just talk about, you guys? Serious. That everyone else's sense of reality is the same as ours, and getting confused when there is a conflict of expectations. Just ask a couple from different cultural backgrounds. A relationship with someone from another culture will show you really quickly just how different people's expectations in relationships can be. And it goes on to talk about, about communicating expectations to other people. And let's go ahead and skip to the last paragraph. One of the best things about being upset in a situation is that it is a perfect opportunity to figure out your subconscious expectations and assumptions. If you've drawn this sigil, you're being asked to become aware of your expectations in this situation. Only you know what that situation is for you. Then you must decide consciously if you want to maintain those expectations or let them go. Remember, I will surrender. If you want to maintain them, you must communicate them to the people involved so that they have the chance to either agree to them or not agree to them. Only then can you decide what is in the best interest of everyone. And I really feel like, this is something that just has to do with you. I don't know, everyone is different. So it could involve like expectations with, we'll say like assumptions. Like this reminds me of, when I used to be in education, and teachers would always talk about, how students just ought to know better, right? And they don't understand all of the different nuances, all of the different, cultural beliefs and expectations that they have, or, that they have of them. And so they assume that how they were raised is how those children should be raised, or were in fact raised, or, the lack of their rearing has to do with, just some fault of the parent, and they never think about like it's a different culture, right? And you can be the same race and have different cultures. Like people just don't understand those things. They think everyone is supposed to be the same. And so, I don't know if you're going to come into some situations this week where, you may want to check your assumptions or your expectations at the door, especially if it leads to some type of conflict. But for most of you, I feel like the conflict is within yourself. Some expectations that you have of yourself, or like I talked about earlier with those people that pretend like they didn't get a little bit of assistance, to have their final product of their body when they in fact did, leaving the rest of us to wonder like, well, why is it not happening for me, or what's wrong with me? That type of a thing. Like you don't know what other people do, what they've gone through, what they have going on. So yeah. I'm hearing something about a thyroid for someone. Someone might need, and this may not be for everyone, but someone might need to go get their thyroid checked. I feel like, and I'm kind of feeling like if your numbers are not out of the range, like it's really right there on the range, like it's at the low end or it's at the high end of the range. And I feel like you need to see like some type of, is it an endocrinologist? Like someone needs to see a specialist. And I am not a doctor, but I'm advising like if someone, I don't know, there's something to do with like someone feeling sluggish or whatever. So I don't remember if that's low. I think that's low thyroid or something like that, but someone needs to get that checked. And when they tell you, like if someone tells you that it's normal, you need to see an endocrinologist, or maybe just start there if your insurance allows you to do so, or if you have the money to do so, because they're going to dig a little bit deeper. You don't want like a general practitioner who only looks at the surface level of numbers and only goes by like the reference points on the paper. No offense to, whatever. So now let's dive into the good things that are headed your way for this week, for the next 7 days. Okay, what are the good things headed in for pile 2? What good is headed in for pile 2? We have the Sailor, new influences and wanderlust. I really feel like some of you guys are about to meet someone new. This could be someone that eventually you end up traveling with them. I feel like this is like a new best friend. I'm like hearing like, hey, best friend, like you could be meeting like a new best friend, or this could be a lover that like you guys are so close. It's like this is your best friend. Like it turns into something like that. This is like giving the energy of like two peas in a pod type energy. We're like two peas in a pod or something like that. Yeah. So there's something to do with that. Yes. I don't know. And for some of you guys, if you are working on becoming some type of influencer, like you're a content creator, you might actually end up getting discovered by new people. Like maybe you're going to get new followers, or you may get like some type of brand deal or brand deals or offers or something like that. Okay. Oh, geez. What else? Okay. I want to see what's at the top real quick. Yeah, we have the Dancer, which is self-expression and strength. So I don't know if some of you guys are some type of artist, or like you are an actual dancer, singer, like you're doing something in the arts and you might get discovered. For someone, you might be thinking about like some type of creative arts school. Or you apply to one and you might be like someone's going to show some interest, or you might get like actually accepted into a program that you've been wanting to be a part of. Some of you guys, you actually do like you're I don't want to say a cook, like a chef, but like, you know, the ones that do like the fancy like designs and things, you know, like those people that do like the cakes that, you know, I don't know, it looks like this table and it's a cake, or it looks like these cards and it's a freaking piece of cake. Like this, like you're an artist and a chef all in one. So for some of you guys, there's something to do with that, and something about you, the way that you express yourself is about to be discovered. Okay. Oh, geez. Okay. So this fell on the floor. We're not going to keep it. But this is the Warrior. It talks about perfectionism and burnout. I think for some of you guys, you may end up surrendering to, going back to the I surrender, right? You might be surrendering, like if you are typically like a perfectionist, and like you keep doing something over and over and over and over and over again because you want it to be perfect, you want it to be just right. You might be letting that go, or that's the guidance for you. You know, once you let that go, that's going to lead to, you know, you getting out there more and people seeing more of you, because I feel like someone could be like stifling themselves by, you know, waiting for something to be perfect, waiting for a finished product to be perfect before they put it out there. Okay, so that's why that fell to the floor. Okay, we have the Hound, which is loyalty, chains, and promises. There is something to do with a promise that was made to you. I don't know if someone is going to actually, like someone promised you something and they're going to make true on this promise within the next 7 days, or maybe you have been stressed and straining to complete something that you promised for someone, and you're going to actually get it out to them. Like you're going to make good on that promise this week. So it could be either way for you. But someone is definitely determined to hold true to some type of promise that they have made. Okay, let me see what's at the top. Yeah, Perseverance, the Priest. Yeah, so someone is not going to stop until they make good on a promise that they made. Okay, and let's get another one for you. Oh, geez. Yes or no? Yes or no? I'm getting a no because I didn't even like how that felt when it came out. Yeah. Okay. Geez. Okay, we have the Weaver, and this is rediscovery, transition. Again, like there's going to be some type of eyes on you this week, or, you know, like, remember I talked about like maybe someone's going to, like you're an influencer and someone's going to discover you. Maybe you kind of fell off. For some of you guys, you fell off of like something that you were putting out, something that you were doing. and you had to start all over and you're about to be rediscovered. For some of you guys, there is a sense of like, whatever this is, like whether this has to do with a career, maybe you are a content creator, influencer, or you can just have any type of job or business. I feel like you're going to weave something else together to make something like new and improved. You're going to transition into something else that has to do with whatever this is that you've been working on, okay? Let's see what's at the bottom. At the bottom is the Shepherd. So this is celebration and family. Yeah, I feel like you might end up being like something that you're going to do, some type of, like you're going to pivot. Someone might pivot in the next 7 days with something that they're working on, and you are going to be celebrated. For some of you guys, this could have something to do with like you are transitioning to a new phase of your life. You might end up discovering that you are with child, or your partner is with child, and you're about to start some type of family, and you guys will be celebrating that. Let's see what's at the top. We have the Orator, which is communication and confidence. There's something to do with like where no man has gone before. I feel like you might end up like you're gonna do something different, like either that no one has ever done before or something that you have never done before, and you're going to get great results. You are going to see some type of success when it comes to that. It's going to lead to like some new deals, some new friends, some new opportunities, something to that effect for you, okay? So that's what we have, the good coming in for you for the next 7 days. We are going to go ahead and move on to your yes or no. Okay, so if you have a yes or no question, go ahead and think about that now. Think about your yes or no question. And I'm getting the pendulum and our little chart here. Hopefully you can see that. So if you have your question, think about it to yourself now, or you can say it out loud. You know, it's up to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's dive in. Okay, question for pile 2. What is their answer? I feel like for some of you guys, there's it may not be everyone, but it's really wanting to go to rephrase. It's kind of like your guides, your ancestors, whoever knows, like spirit, you know, the Most High knows what you're trying to ask. But I feel like you need to gain a little bit more clarity so that you have a better understanding of your question or what you're asking. But your true intention of like whatever your question is, if you can see that, the answer is yes. I feel like it's a yes, but again, there might be like you need to get clear on exactly what you mean. But the answer is yes. I mean, all that blah, 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 the answer is yes. That's at the end of the day. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. Thanks for watching, and we're gonna go ahead and move on to pile 3. Okay, so pile 3, we are moving on to your reading, but of course, we are starting off with first your affirmations. We're gonna look at your potential blind spot, and then we're gonna get into the good things, and of course, stick around for the very end if you have a yes or no question. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in and see what your affirmations are for this week or for the next 7 days. Your affirmations for pile 3. We have, I trust my intuition. I am authentic. I don't, okay, so no, don't do the reversal. So this is, I am authentic. I feel like I'm going to keep it that way just to remind me that that's how it came out, because all of my cards they stay in the upright, you guys. So I still feel like there may have been a reason. I feel like I feel like for some of you guys, like someone feels like you won't be accepted if you are your authentic self, and I feel like you're wrong. Okay, I don't know if someone convinced you that you had to like play the game, if you had to play some type of game or something like that, of like, to fit in. But I feel like you would get better results with just being who you are. And maybe that's something that you are going to step into, starting now. This was at the bottom of the deck, all of that shuffling, and this was at the bottom. I release what doesn't serve me. So these are your affirmations for the week. You can recite all three, or there might be one that you're drawn to more. I trust my intuition. I am authentic, and I release what doesn't serve me. For some of you guys, this could be some type of mask that you are wearing. For some of you guys, you could be a little bit neurospicy, right? Neurotypical, not neurotypical, oh, that's a mask. Some of you guys are masking in public like a neurotypical, but you're actually neurodiverse. Neurospicy is what I like to say. And for some reason, like you feel like you have to wear that mask to fit in. And I feel like you would get more support, more love, more understanding if you are just your own unique and quirky self. I think people actually are drawn to that and they love that about you. But I don't know if like maybe in your past, like when you were younger, or maybe this is a family thing, that someone said something negative to you because you were a little bit different. But you have to realize that when people make you feel bad about who you are, about your personality, those are people that don't serve you. I don't care who they are. I don't care if this is family. I don't care if these are, quote unquote friends. These are people that do not serve you, and you don't have to necessarily cut them completely out of your life. But I feel like for some of you, like some of these people, you need to limit how much access they have of you. Okay. So they don't get to experience the fun, quirky, awesome side of you the way that others do, and they really don't get to access you as much as other people get to do. Okay. Or get to. At the bottom it says, I change my thoughts. So I don't know, like there's something to do with you changing. Look at that. I reveal my truth. There's something to do with like, you changing your thought process or how you think about a certain situation as it relates to this. And it's going to listen at the top of the deck. What are we talking about? It says, I am celebrated. Okay. So this leads to, again, you receiving much more love and support and understanding by just being you. So we'll repeat. Here are your affirmations. I trust my intuition. I am authentic. I release what doesn't serve me. Okay. So those are your affirmations for the week. We're going to go ahead and jump into your potential blind spot. So this is something that you just need to be aware of as you are navigating the day-to-day for the next 7 days. Okay. Pile 3, what is their potential blind spot? What is the potential blind spot for pile 3 for this week? Woo. Okay, we have card number 49. And we are going to grab out the handy dandy notebook. No, I'm just kidding. We have the book that comes along with this. These are called sigils, but you have number 49. Okay, so 49 is bias. Okay. It says if you've drawn this sigil, you're biased. Okay. Being biased is currently causing you to deviate from conscious awareness as well as rational judgment. And you know what? Like before you come at me, Like, this is like, you think this is like going back to my earlier example, right? And it could be different for all of you, but the earlier example is like, you're actually neurospicy, you're neurodivergent, but you're pretending like you're neurotypical because you feel like you've been trained that or programmed that or taught that being like everyone else, being neurotypical is superior or better. That is a bias. It is not true. Like assuming that everyone has to be super organized or always on top, like that. No, that's just how our society was set up. It doesn't mean that people that can maneuver that system easily are better than you. They are just different. Okay. So anyways, let me get off that soapbox and keep going. It says a bias is a tendency, inclination, or prejudice towards and or against something or someone. Someone who only eats healthy food might be biased towards healthy food and biased against junk foods. A boss who is threatened by the idea of women in the workplace because of his social conditioning might be biased towards male employees and against female employees. A typical Catholic priest believes in the Bible and is therefore biased against the termination of pregnancy. Unconsciously, you tend to search for and focus on things that confirm what you already believe. Therefore, you're biased towards your own perception of reality. Remember, there was something about you changing your thoughts that we saw at the beginning. Therefore, okay, so when someone behaves in a certain way, you make assumptions about why they are behaving that way based on your previous experiences. Therefore, you are biased towards the meaning that you yourself have assigned to previous similar scenarios as opposed to an alternative explanation. Even people who are not deliberately prejudiced have implicit biases that escape their own self-awareness. We tend to see ourselves as less biased than others and are able to identify the biases of that other people have. But we are often blind to just how biased we are and relative to what. So I'm going to go ahead and skip down to this last portion. It says, if you've drawn this sigil, know that you have a bias. That bias is either explicit, meaning it's outright, you know what it is, right? It's easy to see, or it's implicit, it's implied. It's not as easy to just kind of point out. If you have a bias, it is very hard to see objective reality and objective truth. Face the thoughts that were passed down to you, information you were fed, beliefs you were conditioned to adopt, ways the information was presented to you, experiences you had, especially the trauma that may have led to the polarized perception you hold, and meaning that you've assigned to those experiences. Open your mind enough to consider that these things may have put you in a position to think something is good and right and true that is in fact not good and right and true. To the opposite, consider that these things may have put us in a position to think that something is bad and wrong and false that is in fact not bad and wrong and false. And no matter whether something is right or wrong, good or bad, true or false, your bias may just be making connection, a meeting of minds or resolution impossible. To find improvement, you must open your heart and mind to accommodate the opposite perspective, the opposite camp to your bias. This sigil is not asking you to be neutral. It is simply asking you to consider that all things in this universe are a part of you. You cannot turn so aggressively against one part of yourself in favor of another part of yourself without doing yourself damage. Wow. I don't think there's anything else that I necessarily need to say about that, but just be on the lookout for any biases that you have, any bias that you may have, within the next 7 days. Okay. I'm here and point them out. So yeah, just so that you're aware. Okay. There's something to do with like someone needing to be in more of an observer mode. Okay. So let's jump into the good things that are headed your way for the next 7 days or within the next 7 days. Okay, pile 3. What's headed towards pile 3? The good things. Okay, I'm not taking that. It fell to the floor. But let's look at it. Yeah, So I feel like you're letting something go. This is the Devil card. Something is trying to hold you bound or captive. This could be a person. This could have something to do with like a way of thinking, a bad habit or something like that. But I feel like you're going to finally let something go, or like something that's been keeping you stuck or holding you hostage. You are going to release yourself. Okay. So there's something to do with that. Okay. Good things headed towards pile 3. Good things headed towards pile 3. All right. Yeah. We have 7 of Swords, and this there's something to do with a secret. And obviously these are good things that are headed your way. So interesting. Oh, should I show this or not? I don't know. It's a secret. That means it's a good secret because these are good things headed your way. And at the bottom is the Knight of Cups. So for some of you guys, okay, you might be having some type of romantic offer that is headed your way. This is like, this could be a proposal even, and it is a secret. So act surprised. Yeah, okay. What's at the top? This could be like, you're thinking that something, we have 4 of Cups, and this is about apathy. Like, I feel like you feel like something is like, maybe you feel like your love life is lackluster. It's lacking. Nothing really good is happening for you right now. And like, if you're single, someone could be, wanting to make an offer to you, or someone is thinking about, asking you out on a date, right? Or if you are dating someone could be thinking about, offering you guys to kick it up a notch, and, they're offering a level of exclusivity. So, it's just the 2 of you guys, and making that official. If you guys have been exclusive for a while, someone might be offering to, like, either, this depends on your values and what you want to do, but like someone wants to move in, someone wants to get married, or someone wants to get engaged. If you're already married, someone might be, I don't know if having a baby is romantic. And yes, I do have kids, but so I don't know. Someone wants to like go to another level with you, or someone, I'm hearing the song Got to Be Starting Something. Someone wants to start a relationship with you, potentially. Okay. So let's see what else for pile 3. The good things headed towards pile 3. Good things headed towards pile 3. Yeah, we have truth. We have justice here. So I don't know if, for someone, there could have been a situation where someone made you look like you were lying about something, or someone tried to make you out. I'm hearing they want to make me the bad guy, yay. Like someone tried to make you look like the bad person within a situation or a dynamic. And it's like, this could have been a really long time ago, but finally, like, the truth is about to be revealed. Or there's something to where, like, you are just about, like, something is going to be made fair. Something is about to balance out for you. Okay. For some of you guys, like, you're going to finally see like your true self. I don't know if like maybe you were looking at yourself in one way, one form or fashion, one manner, but you actually, like, you're going to see the truth of like who you are, or what you stand for, or how you look, or, something like what you deserve. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, sorry. What's at the bottom? At the bottom, we have the 5 of Pentacles. So this is about feeling abandoned. So for someone, you might actually, like, someone could have like, you may have felt like someone abandoned you, someone left you. This could be a parent, this could be a sibling, this could have been like a past lover, but you're about to find out, some type of truth, and it might be bittersweet, maybe not. I mean, I don't know, but like, there's a sense of like some type of relief when you find out the truth. Like, I don't know if someone was left feeling like they were unlovable, or, no one cared about them or something like that, but that wasn't the truth of the matter. Someone could have ended up, I don't know, like maybe adopted, or like one of your parents wasn't in your life, and like you were given a certain story, or you made up a story in your head about why, and you're gonna find out that you were like, someone was way off way off. It is not the truth. You were loved, you were wanted, you were cared for. But something, I mean, there's some type of truth that is going to, I feel like I'm going to cry, but there's some type of truth that is going to be brought to the surface. Yeah, and I feel like it's going to make a really, like it's going to cause some type of healing with this star card. And it's going to inspire you to do something, like something, it's going to inspire you to do something. I don't know what it's going to be, whether this is like you talking about it and helping other people, whether this is like you being inspired to just completely transform and change your whole life because something that you thought was the truth about you, it may have led to like, you know, low self-confidence, low, you know, whatever. And like now that you see the truth of the matter, you can be who it is that you really are or who you were always meant to be. Like there's something to do with that. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Let's keep going. Okay. And it could be like maybe one of the messages resonate, maybe not all. It could be all of them. I don't know. So let's see another message. Oh, wow. We have the King of Pentacles. So there is wealth here. For some of you guys, you are about to get some type of money. For some of you, a lump sum of money. For some of you guys, it's going to trickle in somehow. And you know, like maybe you were unemployed for a while with this, the Hanged Man. There could have been like a slowdown or like your finances were stopped or something like that. This could also have something to do with like some investments that you've made. Like maybe you weren't really seeing anything and you stopped doing it, but like you're about to see some type of benefit or some type of gain from something that you were investing in. Yeah, it's something, it just wasn't time for something, but now it is. So I don't know. Yeah. For some of you guys, we have the Six of Cups. For some of you guys, this is like, I don't know, but a family member might leave you. Someone that was very fond of you or something like that may end up leaving you some type of money for some reason. Okay, it could be to assist you with something so that you can restart your life. Maybe someone is finding out, you know, someone may not have known that like you were their child or something, and they're gonna find out, and this person is wealthy, you know, I don't know. And so they want to make up for, you know, like if you had like a certain type of lifestyle and they always wanted more for their child or their children, they're going to try to, you know, make up for it as much as they possibly can. So I don't know. For some of you guys with this romantic proposal, you know, instead of one income, you're going to have two, or like you're no longer going to have to work. Someone's going to take care of you. Like, I don't know what this is, but there's something to do with some type of wealth going on. For one of you, some of you, or none of you, I don't know, with that childhood, like you may have a child with someone and someone's not supporting that child, and you're about to get a lump sum of like child support if someone hasn't been paying. Okay, and it's going to relieve some type of burden that you had for, you know, quite a while. Not your child being a burden, just like a financial burden is about to be relieved. Okay, so that's what we have of potential things that are in the works for the next 7 days. If you have a yes or no question, go ahead and start thinking about that now. And I'm going to grab the pendulum and the board. But think about your question, your yes or no question. Okay, ask your question. You can think about your question, or you can actually ask it out loud if you want to. It's up to you. And yeah, let's dive in. Okay. Pile 3, what is the answer to their question? Okay, we're guided up here. No. Sorry, I don't mean no. I mean, I'm getting a no. Oh, geez. It's going on the opposite direction typically of what it does. So there could be something that, like, it's a no, some question that you are asking. It could have something to do with like that was the past. like you're being rerouted, or like something is changing or transitioning for you. And so that's why the answer is no. So I don't know what you asked, but yeah, this is a no. Something was in the past, or something is, the answer is no. Let me stop trying to, I guess I'm trying to make someone feel better, but the answer is actually just no. So that is what we have. I hope that this answered your questions. I hope that it was helpful for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have some ideas for, pick a card, pick a pile readings, let me know and we can start incorporating those into the channel. Just let me know what it is that you guys like. Also, don't be afraid to share with me, like, what pile did you pick and how did it resonate with you? How did the messages resonate? Also, feel free to like save the video, and when your prophecy comes into fruition, come back and let me know. Okay, don't leave me hanging. But thank you guys so much for watching, and have a beautiful and fantabulous rest of your day. Bye now.